Hello. This message is for Rupert. Rupert! Hello, I've heard your cry, brother. Sorry, that was my best, what's his name? John Bowden? Somebody Bowden? I listened to that hour-long talk at the pub. I guess I shouldn't make fun. But, you have to talk that way when you're talking in a public house. All about Julius Evola. I've also been reading some Leo Strauss. Gosh, what's this essay called? All over here. Oh yeah, Marsilius of Padua. On this dude by the name of Marsilius of Padua. Same Padua as Anthony of Padua, I guess. The saint whose tooth sits at St. Anthony's Chapel here in Pittsburgh. First class relic. Anyway, try to keep this short and sweet because I gotta get home. Been having kind of a rocky morning. But I just want to get some thoughts out while they're still relatively fresh in the old Nignog. But yeah, I don't know. I don't want to poo-poo Evola or anything, I guess, but somehow I feel the urge to poo-poo it. I don't know why. Maybe it just it sort of rankles my class envy a little bit. I mean, the most aristocratic period of my life is probably in college. It's a pretty good simulacrum. You're just, your whole social experience is confined to people ages 18 to 22. And sort of this immortal world where no one ever dies, nothing ever changes. Until it does. Until people do. But I've not read Riding the Tiger. I haven't read The Revolt Against the Modern World. It seems intriguing. I'm sure there's a lot to it. And it's interesting to hear about, the interest in mountaineering. And, some kind of shift in perspective does seem requisite. I don't know, I'm stretching my vocabulary muscle there. Required. Anyway. Needful. Highly needful. But I guess the concern with somebody like an Evola. By the way, wasn't Steve Banner really into Evola? Everything I know about this guy sort of comes through rumor. Steve Bannon and the whole Trump campaign, Breitbart News, some kind of Evola connection there. I don't know. So tantric sexuality. We're supposed to be against pornography, but for tantric sexuality. Your legs behind your head and your pelvis just thrusting like a woodpecker. Ba-boom! Ba-boom! Nope, sorry, got your eye. Nah. Gotta work on my aim. Now, isn't tantric sexuality, it's all about, not orgasming? You're supposed to, come real close. And then you just hold back. Just whoa, Nelly! I'm at the sweet spot. Don't touch me. Else I might burst! Yeah. It's supposed to have sex like that. Have sex like Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. No, I mean, so I've been reading Leo Strauss. And he's talking about this Marcellus of Padua guy, who I guess is kind of like an anti-Thomas Aquinas, or he's a Catholic Aristotelian from the same sort of contemporaneous, roughly, with Thomas Aquinas, but kind of opposite, sort of an anti-Aquinas. And the respect, mainly, and I guess this guy has been used, was used for by a lot of Protestant Reformationistas, was used, because of his what he says about the priesthood. He says that Aristotle addressed all things perfectly well in his book, The Politics, but all but except for the strange societal disease of the priesthood, and the worldly authority thereof. And so, he wants to tamper that. And Leo Strauss, I don't know, in a nutshell, it seems like Leo Strauss is pointing out some internal contradictions in this fella, because he declares himself a staunch Aristotelian, but he wants to turn the priesthood into something less authoritative, more of like a teaching guild. Sort of this sort of move towards Protestantism. Every man a priest. And Leo Strauss kind of points out that this guy misses the aristocratic bent of Aristotle. I mean, it's even in the name, Aristotle. Come on. The tension, the perennial tension that Leo Strauss is always on about the tension between Jerusalem and Athens is present, can be expressed very briefly in this main conflict that Aristotle's Politics calls for the rule by the best. But what do you do in a society where priests are considered to be the best of men? Then you have rule by priest. But it's sort of it's a knot, because priests are also those supposed to be holy, supposed to cultivate holiness, and part of holiness in the Christian sense is renunciation of power, at least sometimes. And so you have a kind of intellectual perfect storm where you have the currents of Greek thought and mixing with Christian thought. And so, you want to have rule by the best, but in a Christian society, the priests are the best. But the priests are also those who are supposed to be the most Christian and most, the most self-emptying, dying to themselves, the most ascetic. And so you kind of have this impossible situation. It's like Christ, the eternal Mr. Miyagi, karate master, just, came to bring a sword, not peace. That Christ, Jesus Christos, VDR's Sola Christos. VDR's getting a little hot under the collar about the whole Catholic Protestant thing. Sorry, bro. Sorry how you're feeling, man. I hope you feel better. Oh, man. But yeah, the apostolic succession, yin yang, how to square the spiral, how to ride the noise. Search me, officer. No, please. It's got a few kilos strapped to my buttocks. Little crack pipe under the wang. Search me. So yeah, we all have parasites, sinful little gizmos and gadgets, these little demonic what's-its, sore teeth. We'd like to be vampires. We'd like to all be like cool vampires riding skateboards, like not even skateboards, like hoverboard, like flying through the air, like a cool vampire at night. That's what I'd like to be. Just sort of bust into like old mansions and like suck people's blood and just like party all the time. That's sort of what the vibe I get off Evola is like. Yeah, like, screw the world. I'm gonna like wear my hair slicked back. I'm just gonna like wear goggles all the time for no reason. And I'm gonna like ride in a dune buggy all around the wilderness. That'd be cool. I don't know. Some kind of shift in perspective. Because sort of the point of view of the ant in the ant farm, going on your commute, doing your things, but it's terrible. But so that there's some kind of like proper balance. You need that aristocratic thing. In America, we have I suppose the mixed regime. It's tripartite government trying to balance the thing. I don't know. Just not saying anything particularly profound, but it's my ground level reactions to the thing. I don't know. I just my basic feeling is that the world is like is messier than it would seem that somebody like Evola would allow, or there's sort of a bug-eyed quality to it, like, yes, we will achieve. We will get there. We will climb by hook and bloody crook to the summit, brothers. And when we howl, they will hear it. The very gods will dip down their, will droop down their tentacles and suck us up. We'll put their ambrosial-soaked suction cups against our brains and, suck our essences up to heaven, up to Valhalla. I don't know. There's something attractive about it, one must admit. Paul's doing he's really outdoing himself with his videos, I just have to say. Really enjoyed the last one. Telling Melky to read his Bible. Read your Bible, Melky. Read your cotton-picking Bible, baby. I do take a little bit of issue with Paul's take on the Civil War. I think that saying the Civil War is about slavery, fine, but there's some nuance there too, man. We need to have nuance with where we put our nuance, I guess. And then we have to have nuances with that. I don't know. These are all my thoughts. Take them, or perhaps, if you don't have it in your unheart, leave them.